I've had my identity stolen twice. So when a data removal service tells me it's going to contact 420 data brokers on my behalf, I don't just nod along and take it at face value. I test it. My team and I have been running these services against real personal information for years, and Incogni is the one I get asked about consistently. Mostly because the price is almost suspiciously low, $7.99 a month? That's less than most streaming subscriptions, less than a large coffee if you're in the wrong neighborhood. But in data removal, number of brokers we contact and number of brokers we actually do something about are often two very different numbers. And the gap is where your personal information keeps quietly living. I signed up for Incogni, ran it alongside two services I more consistently recommend, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Link in the description if you already know where you're landing on this, but give me 10 minutes first because the details here matter more than the marketing. Or 9 or 8. We'll see how many of my bad jokes the editors trim out. If you searched Incogni review, you already know your information is out there. Your home address, your phone number, your relatives' names, sitting on sites you've never heard of, being sold to anyone who wants them for the price of a fast food combo. The question isn't whether data brokers exist, the question is whether Incogni is the right service to do something about it. Or whether you're about to spend $7.99 a month watching a dashboard that says "in progress" while your data stays exactly where it was. And that's the real anxiety. Not does data removal work in theory, does this specific service actually remove my data, or is it mostly performance? Fair question. Here's how we figured it out. We signed up with real personal information, not a test name, not a burner email, real data, real exposure. We let Incogni run, tracked what it found, and compared those results against DeleteMe and Aura running the same identity in the same window. What we measured: how fast the initial scan completed, how many brokers were actually contacted, what the dashboard showed over time, and, the part that most reviews skip, whether we could independently verify that removals actually happened. Because a dashboard that says "removed" and a broker site that still has your home address are two very different things, and it would be embarrassing not to check. Incogni's own site says the standard plan covers 420 automated broker sites, with the unlimited tier expanding to over 2,000 through custom removal requests. Those are manufacturer claims, and I want to be upfront about that distinction throughout this video. Here's what we saw. After signup, Incogni generated roughly 190 takedown requests for one of our test users. And this was someone with almost no digital footprint, minimal social media, barely any online presence. 190 requests. Which sounds impressive until you think about what that actually means. A lot of those were almost certainly preemptive submissions to brokers who may not have even had the data. Compare that to DeleteMe, which asks for significantly more personal detail up front and uses that to confirm your data exists before requesting removal. That's not necessarily a failure. The automated spray approach means brokers are being contacted whether or not they currently hold your data, which is a form of preemptive coverage. But it does mean the removal counts on your dashboard can feel a little padded compared to what's actually changing in the real world. The dashboard itself is clean. Weekly progress reports, a real-time view of which brokers have been contacted, status updates on pending removals. Incogni processes removal waves roughly every 10 days after the initial batch, with monthly rescans keeping the cycle going. For a fully automated service, the infrastructure is solid. The question is what that infrastructure is actually accomplishing. Here's where I have to be direct with you, because this is the part that matters the most if you're deciding between Incogni and the alternatives. For dedicated data broker removal, DeleteMe is the service I recommend. The core difference is methodology. DeleteMe uses a search and remove approach. They confirm your data exists on a broker before submitting a targeted removal request. Incogni sends removal requests broadly, whether or not your data was confirmed present. Both approaches have logic behind them. The spray approach covers more ground preemptively, but the search-first approach gives you higher confidence that a reported removal reflects something that actually changed. In my own testing, DeleteMe removed 29 confirmed listings in the first week, roughly 21% of what the initial scan found. I could verify those were gone. Setup took about 10 minutes, including an ID upload, and DeleteMe's more thorough intake process gives them more to work with when they're hunting for your data. They cover 976 broker sites across automatic and custom request coverage. That's a manufacturer-published figure, and not every site on the list gets that automatic treatment on the standard plan, but the total addressable surface is meaningfully larger than Incogni's 420. DeleteMe also includes masked email addresses in the standard plan with phone masking available as an add-on. Most standalone removal services don't offer any masking at all. If your concern goes beyond broader listings entirely, if you're thinking about the full exposure picture, then Aura is the other recommendation. Aura bundles automated data broker removal from 200+ sites with dark web monitoring, identity theft coverage, antivirus, VPN, and a password manager, all in one subscription for around $12 a month or $9 through the link in the description. When I signed up for Aura, it flagged 45 instances of my personal data circulating in places no broker removal service would touch. It also started submitting data broker removal requests within hours of sign up without me doing anything. The honest version: Incogni is cheaper than both. Whether cheaper is better depends entirely on whether you're getting enough coverage for the problem you're actually worried about. Both DeleteMe and Aura links are in the description. Stay with me though. Incogni has some real advantages I want to be fair about. 3 things Incogni does better than the competition, and I mean that genuinely. Monthly billing with no annual lock-in at the same price. $7.99 a month whether you pay monthly or annually. Most removal services charge more for the flexibility or don't offer it at all. DeleteMe requires a $129 annual commitment up front. If you want to test data removal service before committing to a year of it, Incogni is the lower friction entry point, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you bail. International coverage. Incogni operates in the US, Canada, the UK, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, and a place I just learned about called the Isle of Man? And other parts of the EU. DeleteMe covers the US, Canada, UK, and Australia. Aura's identity protection is US only. If you're outside the US, Incogni may be your only serious option among the services we've actually tested. Third-party verification. Incogni cites a Deloitte assessment confirming verified removals across 420+ brokers and over 245 million removal requests processed. The underlying report isn't public, so I'm labeling that as a manufacturer-attributed claim, but still, those are real. Incogni isn't a bad product. It just has a specific use case, and most people searching this video aren't in it. Get Incogni if you're on a tight budget and want automated removal without an annual commitment. Get it if you're outside the US, particularly in the EU or UK, where it may be your strongest available option. And get it if you want a low-friction way to start before committing to something more comprehensive. Links for both are in the description. Those are the best available discounts, not on the main sites, and they support the channel at no extra cost to you. If you're not ready to commit to anything yet, both services offer free scans. Run one. See what's already out there with your name on it. Sometimes that number is the thing that makes the decision for you.